Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. For today's video, as you guys can see from the title of this video, I am going to set up my monthly budget for the month of December. Guys, I feel like I say this time and time again, but I can't believe that it's already going to be December. I think by the time that I upload this video, it should already be December. I just made like a whole schedule for next week, so this as well as my other budgeting videos are going to go up pretty late, I want to say, just because of everything that I have scheduled to go up. I am really excited. I have my rough draft right next to me, my stickers here as well. I pretty much printed everything that I'm going to need for the next couple of budgeting videos because I plan on filming them all today. So let's see. You guys should definitely also check out my December monthly plan with me, because in that you guys can sort of see what is going to happen. As I mentioned in that video, I am going to have quite a bit of family come from Peru for both the holidays as well as for next month for my sister's wedding, and I am just really excited. So I think I have increased a few of the categories, not too much though, and of course you guys will see all of that, my cash envelopes and everything, in the next video. But for this video, we're going to set up my monthly budget spread, which I like to make, as you guys know, right after the monthly view, so on the right side. So let's go ahead and get started. For this video, I'm going to use, I think this is the washi kit that I'll be using through and through. I might end up using the gingham one just because these are both so pretty to me. But if you guys know anything about me, you guys know I love red roses, or just roses in general, so I definitely wanted to create this washi kit for you guys, and I'm excited to use it. Ever since I just was designing this kit, I was just so in love. As you guys also know, red is my favorite colors. I don't know, it just seems very festive, and I am happy to finally be setting up this budget. This is my last monthly budget of the year, which that also sounds super crazy to me. And as I was writing up my rough draft in my notebook, I was really thinking and looking back at the year at how much debt I really was in the beginning of it and how much I have now. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about it as I'm setting it up. So I went ahead and put my income header, and that is what I like to put on top. So my sources of income are from my Etsy shop, Romina Rosa. As you guys know, I like to pay myself once a month from my shop. So I don't necessarily take, let's say, all the money that my shop makes. I only take what's going to cover my bills, what's going to help me make those extra debt payments, as well as savings. So even though I'm putting Romina Rosa here, this doesn't mean that I'm getting every single dollar that my Etsy shop makes. Aside from this source of income, I also have my variable sources of income, which I will set up that variable income spread, which I like to do right next to this one actually, during my cash envelope stuffing for the month. So be sure to stay tuned. There you go. And then I think we're gonna, I like to use thin washi too to just separate. I don't know, it just gives it a little bit more touch of cuteness to it. I really love this. I love this kit. Okay, so my first expenses are going to be my variable expenses. Now for variable expenses, these are all the expenses that for me would vary. So in here I would write down all of my cash envelopes, because there is a possibility, let's say, that I spend less, as well as there's also a possibility that I'll spend more. But of course I like to set a budget for every single one of my cash envelopes so that I don't over exceed that. But you guys know that things come up, and sometimes you can't plan for every single thing, especially when I'm planning for like the whole month. So I try to stay under my budget, and for the most part I am pretty good at doing that. But you know, things come up and I don't like to get bothered about many things, especially not being over my cash envelopes, let's say by like $2 or $3. Aside from cash envelopes, in here I also have categories like the electricity bill, which I pay, which is the way that I contribute to my household. I didn't mention this, but I am currently 23 years old. I live at home with my parents because I just think that that is the smartest decision. Every time I mention to somebody that I live with my parents, they always tell me that that is the best way to live if you're not in need of really moving out of your house. And honestly, I think it's really a blessing that I get to live with my parents. Of course, I would love to move out, let's say to get an apartment or maybe even get a house in the future. But as of now, I don't really have the necessity to move out, and everything has been working out. And I do like to help, let's say, my parents and contribute to something in my household. So I like to pay little things like a little bit of groceries here, electricity bill, and just things like that. So I do want you guys to take that into consideration when you look at my numbers. I'm only really budgeting for myself and a little bit to contribute towards my household as well. But my parents don't, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this down. My parents don't ask me to pay rent or anything, which is, I think, amazing. But I do like to help in other ways. So let's see. Here we go. Okay, so for my variable expenses, I'm going to start with my cash envelopes. So first off, I have groceries. Like I mentioned, my family is coming from Peru, so I believe I even increased the amount last month from my usual $150 to $200. Last month I budgeted $200 for groceries, and this month, since Christmas and everything is coming up, I'm going to budget just a little bit more just to help out because I know that we're going to need groceries for everybody. So I'm going to budget $50 more than last month. So in total it's going to be $250 that I'll be budgeting for groceries. Next I have out. For eating out, I usually do pretty well in this category just because most of the times, especially when I go eat out with my boyfriend, he is the one who always ends up paying. I do like to contribute, of course, with like tips here and there, but for the most part, I don't eat out too much. But for this month, I'm increasing it by $10 more than last month. So I am going to budget this $130 for this. Just because, you know, during the holiday season, I think I'm more bound to eat out, especially with like friends. And since my family's coming, I would like to go out to eat a little bit more than I usually do. Okay, next I have gas. For gas, I am going to budget $20 more than I did last month. And the reason being is because, once again, you really have to take into consideration what is happening during your month before you even set up, let's say, your mock budget, and really think about what expenses are coming or what possible things could increase your cash envelopes or just expenses for the month. And for me, once again, it would be that my family is coming. So, of course, I would definitely want to take them out, have them see places. Of course, I don't want them to stay at home all day every day, so I am budgeting $20 more for gas, which I think $100 is still pretty good for me. So that is what I'm going to budget for this month. Next, I have my allowance cash envelope, and for allowance, I think I'm going to do the same as last month. I'm just going to do 100. I've been doing pretty good. I don't really shop as much for like myself nowadays, and when I do, it's just because I have money left over in my allowance. So that one is good. And then next I have my second to last cash envelope, beauty, which, if you guys don't know, I have red hair, so I do tend to dye that pretty frequently, and so I have to take into consideration hair dye for my hair, hair conditioner, just things to take care of my hair, as well as this month I am finally going to get my nails done because, as you guys can see, all of the other nails are gone and I have let them grow quite a bit. I know they still could have, let's say, like a week or two more, so I think I might end up getting my nails done for like Christmas week, and I definitely want to budget for that because I have not gotten my nails done in so long and I really miss it. So I'm going to up this beauty amount only by $20, which should be fine, I think. I've been doing pretty well with my beauty cash envelope. So this month I am budgeting $120 for beauty. And then my last cash envelope will be my fixed expenses. Next variable expense I have is the electricity bill, which, like I mentioned, I like to pay. So I think it's been pretty low the past couple of months, but I still want to budget the same amount that I budgeted last month, just so that I can give that to my dad. So let's say even if the electricity bill ends up being like, I don't know, like $50, $60, I usually like to just give my dad the money that I budgeted for that, or like 100 if it was like 60, just to help a little bit more towards my household. I really just like to try to help as much as I can, especially because they don't ask me, my parents don't ask me to pay for rent or anything. This is going to be the same as last month, 120. And then next I have my phone bill. I'm going to budget the same thing as last month, 130. And next, these are two categories that I don't typically have every single month, but that I definitely have to budget for this month. Next category that I'm going to have, if you guys would have seen my monthly plan with me once again, then you guys know that I'm going to be hosting, me and Paul, an ugly Christmas sweater party at my place, and so I want to budget some money for that. So I'm going to put Christmas party. I don't think I have to get much, to be honest, but to be safe, I'm going to budget around like 150 for this. I definitely don't think I'll be spending that much money, especially because Paul is going to help me with some of the expenses, but I just rather be safe than sorry. And then last but not least, the category that I had last month, which I'm also going to have this month, is my maid of honor category. I feel like I sound like a broken record, but as you guys know, my sister is getting married, and last month I was able to get my maid of honor dress, so now I just have to worry about my shoes. I wanted to get those last month, but I just didn't have enough time, so I'm going to budget $50 for that. I seriously don't think it'll be this much, but once again, rather be safe than sorry. So those are all of my variable expenses. I think I am going to just skip one line, just because last month I forgot a category, and I sometimes tend to do that, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave one there. So that is all of that. Next, for my fixed expenses. For fixed expenses, these are things that don't change within the month. They could change, let's say, from month to month, but within 1 month, they don't change. So for me, there would be my credit card minimum payments, subscriptions like, I don't know, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Spotify, all of that. Things that really don't change within the month, whereas, let's say, the cash envelopes, once again, or like my phone bill, electricity, or like Christmas and maid of honor, those are variable in the sense that the amount that I spend for them could vary. So I actually don't have many fixed expenses for this month. I am out of school, so I don't have to pay for tuition. I only have one credit card left, guys. I'm so amazed. I can't believe it. So that credit card that I still have to pay for is PayPal credit. So PayPal credit. The minimum, which is what I like to write on here, is $75. That is all of my credit cards. So crazy, right? Okay. Next, I am going to put my student loans. For my student loans, that is a set amount that I pay every single month, and it is $130.77. Next, I'm going to put my sinking funds. And for sinking funds, I am budgeting $967. Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's video, because that'll be me stuffing my sinking funds and sort of show you guys my spread on that. And then last couple of things that I'm going to add. First, I'm going to add my extra debt payment. So what I mean by extra debt payment is I typically like to put some money towards my credit cards. So since I only have one here, it doesn't really matter, and I could add it with my PayPal, but I like to have just the minimum payment by itself, and then towards the end of the month I like to see how much more I can put towards that credit card. And I have, I believe, over $2,000 that I owe on this last credit card, so I want to go ahead and bring that towards the 1,000s. I was mentioning this in my November debt snowball video. So I'm going to just leave this space here. I'm not going to fill in anything, but I do have a goal, I want to say, of $800. So that's going to stay blank until the end of the month. And then the last two things are just minor bills that I have. iTunes, for iTunes I pay $2.99 now. And then the last one that I have here is Spotify. Is that really all I have for this month? Wow, okay. The last one that I have here is Spotify, but my student discount ends this month. So I might either have to pay the full amount, which is I believe $10, or I should probably, what I should do, the smarter thing, go into my sister's family plan. I don't even know if I should put it though. Okay, I'm going to leave 2 lines. Yeah, I'll leave 2 lines just for Spotify, just in case, and just for anything else. But wow, guys, I can't believe those are all of my fixed expenses. That's so crazy to me. Okay, let me bring my ruler. Okay, so I like this little ruler, but you know what I don't like about it is that I can't see. Because with the clear one, I can see like how much space I'm leaving between them. But with this one, I kind of have to guess. Okay. Let's see. I hope this is straight. So I'm really happy that I have all of this set up, and next I just have to film my sinking funds video and my cash envelope stuffing ones, which those should be fun too, because I will be all stocked up with that for, oh my god, that was like such an awkward angle, I'm sorry, all stocked up for December. So now that I have that, I'm going to add just the last couple of pieces in my kit, and then I will do my totals at the bottom. I'm actually really happy that I don't have to have a category for like my tuition and stuff like that, because tuition for my interpreting courses that I'm taking is around $300, and that's a lot of money. So I'm happy I don't have to pay for that this month. So I'm sure this month won't be too hectic, but I have a lot of things planned, so we'll see how that goes. I just went ahead and used the last little pattern squared off box, and what I like to do here is I will put in the total section how much I am estimating for my income. So both from Amina Rosa and variable I will put here my estimated, and at the end of the month I'll put my actual, and then I will put my variable expenses, my budget here, and then actual at the end of the month, and then my fixed expenses. So what I like to do is subtract my expenses from my estimated or expected income for the month, and then at the end the actual, and whatever I have left over I like to put in this little box. So whether it be for my debt, which I'm happy to be in the process of almost being out of debt, and both for my savings. So I like to cut this in half for me in particular. So let me just write my lines here, and I think that's going to be it for this video. Oh, actually, before I forget, because I feel like sometimes I forget to do this, I am going to add all of my budgeted variable expenses. So 250 plus 130 plus 100 plus 100 plus 120, 20, 130, 150, and 50. That is a total of 1,150. Sorry about that. I will write that right here. And then, let's see. This is around how much my fixed expenses are without my extra debt payment for the month. So in total, as of now, this is the amount for both of my variable and fixed expenses. So with that being said, that is pretty much it for this setup of my December monthly budget. I am so in love with how this looks. I think it's very, very Christmassy, which is one of my favorite times of the year. I love the red roses from the washi kit and just how everything looks. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys!